look what we have here. We have a Japanese Sega Saturn. And guess what we're playing today? Whatever it is, we're going to be using this controller, the 3D Sega Saturn controller. And this is what we're going to be playing today, the Japanese version of Sonic Jam. I believe that there might be some differences between the Japanese and the American version. Now previously I showed you the 3D controller on my previous video. And I want to show you that the wire does disconnect, which is very unique. As you can see here, there's like a little slot, and as you can see back here, that's where it plugs into. It almost looks like a Dreamcast controller, the VMU, the memory card. And we're going to be using this controller today. Now Sonic Jam is actually like Sega's answer to Super Mario All-Stars. It has Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Sonic and Knuckles all together in one disc, plus an additional 3D Sonic game. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the Japanese Sega Saturn startup. And today we will be playing Sonic Jam, which is Sega's answer to Super Mario All-Stars, featuring an additional 3D stage. Now here's the introduction. Let's take a look at it. The introduction was short and sweet. Now the Sonic World is actually the 3D bonus stage where you can just run around. But let's take a look at this first. Now these are the 4 games that you can play: Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. And they actually show the cartridges. These are the Japanese cartridges. Now before you go into the game, there's like menus where you can actually have extra stuff added onto the game. Like in Sonic 1, you can have a spin dash. You can have a Japanese or English digital manual that you can read before you play the game. If you go into extra games, you can actually play like the bonus stages, which is pretty cool. Now we're playing Sonic 1 first. We're going to sample it. Now right away, I mean, the animations, even at the title screen, it looks kind of smoother than the Genesis. I believe that the animation is smoother than the Sega Genesis. I could be wrong, but it does look different to me. Yeah, the sound effects sound quite similar. I'm not sure if there's a difference in the sound, but it does sound identical to the Sega Genesis version. I do believe that the clouds up in the sky move smoother than the Genesis version. This is a bonus stage right here. Now, you can actually push pause and there's a menu that pops up right here. You can actually just exit the game, and if you want to go to the second game or the third game, yeah, check this out. You can go into Sonic 2 if you want. Yeah, so you can see all the extra stuff, which features bonus levels and stuff. Now before you start the game, you can actually choose if you want easy mode, normal mode, which is unique because I don't remember on Genesis. I don't even remember there being a difficulty of easy and hard. Now I noticed that at the title screen of this game it kinda looks a lot smoother than the Genesis version, I believe. So for the most part I do believe that somehow Sega tuned up, revamped Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3 on the Saturn. They actually made it look a little bit better and run a little bit smoother. Now I do have Sonic 1, 2, and 3 on the Genesis, so it will be interesting to see a side-by-side comparison, but we're not going to be doing that today. But if you guys would like to see that in a future video, I'll see if I can compare both of them together. Now let's check out how the third one looks. Now if you guys notice any differences, comment below and let me know. I mean, to me I think the games run smoother, the animation looks smoother. So let me know what you think, comment below and share your thoughts. Now we're going into Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 features saves. If my Sega Saturn had a battery that was working, I would be able to save. I do have a cartridge that you plug into the Sega Saturn that you're able to save on, but I believe you have to have a working battery though. So that's basically a backup cartridge. As you can see, the graphics on this game looks amazing. But it looked amazing on the Sega Genesis too, so I'm not really sure what the difference is. The graphics are very vibrant. You know, it might just be that the Sega Saturn versions of these games just happen to run smoother, like the way Sonic the Hedgehog's legs move and stuff, and the way the background animation and everything. Even the water effects looks kind of wavy. Sega Saturn was definitely the ultimate 2D gaming machine. Sega Saturn could actually outperform most consoles when it came to 2D gaming, especially fighting games. It's the controller alone. If you used a regular Sega Saturn controller, it's perfect for fighting games. I also want to mention this. There's rumors that Michael Jackson composed some of the music for Sonic the Hedgehog, and I can hear like a similarity in the background to some of the music to some of the stuff that Michael Jackson actually made with his regular songs. Now, if he actually did compose some of the music, for some reason he never took the credit for it. But he did work with Sega during the 90s and 80s when the Sega Genesis came out. So it's quite possible that he did compose some of the music on Sonic the Hedgehog. Now let's go check out. Now look at this, Sonic and Knuckles. You know how I can lock in the cartridges? Now that's pretty cool. So you actually can lock Sonic 1, 2, or 3 into the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, just like the real thing. And right here, this is Sonic 1 locked into Sonic and Knuckles. So this really is the complete Ultimate Sonic collection during that time. Basically all you needed was this one CD. So if you're lucky enough to own a Sega Saturn and a copy of this game, you basically had all the Sonic the Hedgehog games, except for Sonic 3D and Sonic R. Now let's go check out this additional feature that Sega added into this game. And as you can see here, this looks completely different. This is actually pretty cool. It's like you have like a little free roaming environment where you have mini games. You have to run around and collect a certain amount of rings. Now, in my opinion, I think this is Sega's way of one-upping Nintendo, which came out with Super Mario All-Stars. They gave us even more for our money. They gave us a bonus 3D demonstration of what the Sega Saturn is capable of with Sonic the Hedgehog. This is basically a demonstration, in my opinion. I mean, there's no way this is actually a full game. This is like a prototype type of thing. We can just run around. You can see the graphics look very nice. I believe that if Sega worked off of this, they could actually probably make a whole Sonic the Hedgehog game. Even the textures on the ground. And if you look in the water is transparent. You can see the below the water. Now, rumor has it that Sega Saturn had problems with making textures transparent. But from what I've seen in this game, I don't know if they had some trick of doing it. But the water is actually transparent. As you can see here, there's little places you can walk into, like buildings, to have bonus content, like artwork. If you walk over here, there's one that has music. Yeah, over here you can listen to Sound Museum. We can actually pick Sonic 1, 2, or 3, Sonic and Knuckles. And you can actually listen to all the soundtracks, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to give Sega credit because they really, instead of putting all this content to just some boring menu, they actually gave you the ability to run around as Sonic the Hedgehog in a free roaming environment from building to building allowing you to actually select different content to watch and see. As you can see, I went to some type of a booth that has video footage, as you can see here. It's going to have a cartoon or something of Sonic the Hedgehog. As you can see, the Sega Saturn actually, when I played FMV or movies, whatever you want to call it actually looked quite nice on the Sega Saturn. Now overall, this is a very complete game right here. You have Sonic 1, 2, and 3, Sonic and Knuckles. You can interlock all the cartridges together. You have everything right here. Plus, the 3D bonus stage that allows you to run around, which in my opinion is the demonstration that Sega provided us. I think this game is awesome, and I do recommend if you guys have a Sega Saturn, this is something that you might want to invest in, because if you like Sonic the Hedgehog, you have everything all on one disc.